Hey everybody, Joe Misfit Glenn here. Today I'm going to be making some gummies with infused coconut oil. And so I had a couple of requests to watch. And so I'm going to try to do a video and show you how to do it. All right, so what we're going to start off with first is the ingredients. I have a recipe for gummies from my combat brother, Eric Moon. Y'all may know him. This is a really easy, simple, and very good gummy recipe. First time I ever made gummies was from this recipe. So I want to first talk about the ingredients. If you zoom in right here, we can talk about the parts. Okay, so you want a 6-ounce box of Jello, your choice. Okay, this is what I'm using. All right, great value. It's like a Walmart brand, really good. Okay, then you're going to want to get yourself some Knox unflavored gelatin. All right, this recipe calls for 4 packets, which is 1 ounce. There's a 1/4 ounce in each. Okay, so I have mine separated. You're going to use a 1/4 cup of infused oil. Okay, and a 1/2 cup of cool water. Cold is best because this gelatin will set up when it's warm. Okay. All right, and so that is the ingredients. And now let's talk about the molds and what was the name of this thing? You can get them on Amazon. Come on over. Yeah, this is called a piston funnel. All right, you might have seen somebody do stuff with pancakes with it. So I have this funnel. I have an Instapot full of boiling water. I fill this up with the boiling water to get it up to temperature so the Jello doesn't solidify as soon as it hits it. All right, and so I leave the boiling water in that until I'm ready. All right, so let's come over here to the molds. These are the molds that I had gotten personally. You can get them from Michael's, any of those art stores, or you can get them on Amazon for between 10 and 15 bucks for a package of them. I happen to have some weed leaf ones, which are pretty cool. Some round, like lifesaver looking ones, which I enjoy. And then I usually have these larger bears just to finish up if I happen to run out of room. This batch usually makes about 110 gummies. Give or take 5 or so, depending on how long you cook and how solid it gets, okay? All right, so let's get over here and start. Okay, so we're gonna go in with our cold water first, all right? No heat just yet. 1/2 cup cold water. I'm gonna get my, whatever you call that thing?
Whisk.
Whisk, and I'm gonna pour in my unflavored gelatin and get that going. Meanwhile, I'm turning on my heat to low, very low. All right, stirring this up, it'll get this creamy consistency and start to thicken up on you. Don't worry, as it gets warmer, it does its thing. Okay, and so now I'm adding my oil. Infused oil, all that goodness. Scraping, getting it all in there. All right. Okay, get that out of the way. Now we stir. And we stirring and we stirring. I stir constantly when I'm making my gummies. And again, low heat. Take your time. You don't want to rush. Okay, and so I'm going to let this get up to a little boil, and I'll come back and show you the next step. All right, everybody, we're back. It's been a couple of minutes. I want you to come in here and see about where this is sitting. You can see it bubbling just a little bit, right? Starting to bubble. All right, now I'm going to be adding my flavored gelatin. Get all that beautiful color in there. Right? And now we're just going to whisk, get it all combined nicely. For 5 to 8 minutes, we're going to have to cook this at a boil. All right, and so give it a minute to get back up to a boil. Get it all stirred in nice and pretty, and stir constantly for your 5 to 8 minutes until it is done. All right? All right. So I will be back in 5 to 8 minutes to show you what we do next. All right, everybody. We're back. It has been about 5 minutes. I want you guys to see the consistency of this. We got maybe a just a little bit longer to go. You can see it's already starting to gel up. It's got that thicker bubble consistency in there, almost like a candy. We're about there. All right. And now, guys, this is going to take you a couple of times, you know, to play with it. You might end up getting less gummies than normal, or you might get more. It might be a little runny, might not be, maybe too thick. Just do it a few times. Give it the old college try. You'll get good at it. And before you know it, man, you'll be a little bit more consistent. Okay? Almost there. All right. We're going to go ahead and go over and transfer it to our device over here. All right. Heat off. Move it. Dump out my boiling water. Now that this is nice and hot, we add our slurry. Scrape. Nice and careful not to get it everywhere. My first go at this, man, I've lost so much being messy. All right. And I'm still being messy. Okay. We're ready to rock. Come on with me. All right. Now this is nice and warm. And I like to just catch a nice bead and start going. Sometimes you get a little bit too much in it, but you'll catch that groove and it'll just start working for you, and you can speed up the process. Now this should give me about 110, give or take, 25 milligram gummies. So I have 5 grams of decarbed hash in each cup of coconut oil. That's how I infuse it. And so that makes these 25 milligrams for me with that little math equation that they throw out every now and again. I don't know math like that, y'all, but I can get you the information if you need to do your dosage, okay? We're going to start moving a little faster because this stuff's thick.
Also, you don't have to spray.
Yes, and with these silicone molds, you don't have to spray them down with anything. After I get done pouring these, I throw these in the fridge for a couple hours, and we will show you after that how I get them prepared for the fridge and for eating. Pretty simple. I add sugar to them so they don't stick if they are sticky at all. And so like I said, this is my nightly medicine. And Lori's too. We just love these things. And again, thank you, Eric Moon, for the recipe. You guys see how you catch that groove and it just starts moving along pretty smooth. Yeah, but they have all kinds of shapes of molds and you can do whatever you like. That's the fun part. All right, over this one. Yes, and this is on a time crunch, y'all. This gelatin will solidify in your thing, and you will have wasted if you don't have a good speed to yourself. But that's why I also heat this thing up with boiling water. It gives me a little bit more time for this. Yeah, so this is infused with my Mamma Mia. And so Mamma Mia is an 80-20 indica. Really good for pain, for tension. Really calm you down if you have a crazy attitude, which I do most days. And it looks like we're almost out. Looks like I did it dang near perfectly. Didn't have any excess to go into the big bears. So that should be 110, dang near on the dot. Gummies. All right. What do y'all think? Okay, so I'm going to put this in the fridge for a couple hours, and we will be back, and I'll show you how I prep them for the fridge. Okay? All right. All right, everybody. It has been about an hour and a half. They have set and cooled and solidified. We are about to prepare them for storage. All right. So what I like to do is grab sugar. Okay. I put sugar in the bottom, not too much. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my molds and start pulling these out. That cool little thing. It's got a little weed leaf. Pretty bitchin', eh? Anyway, let me get these out, and then I'll show you what I do after I pull these out. You can collect all the little teeny pieces if you like. I mean, it's all medicine. Try to separate them. The idea for the sugar is to keep them from sticking to each other during storage. Not that you need any extra flavor or anything, or sweetness. Purely to keep them, for me, that's why I do it, to keep them from sticking to each other. All right. So we got that. You guys can see the stuff in the bottom. I add a little sugar to the top. Right? You guys can see it sticking. And I just swirl it around. Then you can get your hands in there and kind of fluff them around. And then I go with my next one. Do the little lifesaver looking ones. Yeah, so each one of these are 25 milligrams. Like I was telling you, I used my Mamma Mia, which tested out between 28 and 30% out of the 4 tests that I did on different batches. So at 28% THC, with the amount of hash that I put into it, equals 25 milligrams. Like I said, I can't necessarily explain all the math. I'm not that kind of guy, but there's a lot of people out there that do, or that know it. Michael from Flowers and Food, Michael Worcestershire, I can't remember his last name. I can't pronounce his last name, I should say. He is very good at dosages and doing the math for him. And he's in a lot of the groups. So what I'm going to end up doing is posting this to the groups, and hopefully we can get it pinned to the top so you guys can come in there and check it out. And it should stay in the video section of each page forever, I think. So if you guys are ever looking for it again, you can go that route. All right. So like I said, one batch is 110 gummies. The more you cook it, the less gummies you get. All right. And these are easy to clean up too. But okay, so for video purposes, we're going to go ahead and show you the ending portions of these. That way the video doesn't get too long. Again, just mixing it around, fluffing them up. All right, so now what I do is I'll come over here, over my trash, and I get all my gummies in there in a sip, right? And that gets off the excess. All right, and then I take my gummies and put them in there. And y'all, that is how you make infused gummies. So I hope this video helped you. Don't forget to share it. Tell your friends about it. Save it, whatever. If you guys have any questions, just post them in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. All right? So till next time, y'all, happy growing.